are on the air, and we are Host-telecom. We are Host-telecom. We started our first broadcast of hoponbaremetal project, and today it is still like November 4th. We have the day before the official start of the OpenStack summit in Sydney, and we are today we'll try to explain you the slogan that we choose. And that's my teammate, our marketing manager, the person who is responsible for our content in English, Dennis Boehm.
Don't blame me for this, okay? All right, so yeah, we are going to OpenStack.
I'm Ilya Stechkin. I'm the crazy guy that is responsible for all the marketing activity we're trying to do for you.
Ilya is my boss. And so I'm here with him, and we are talking about what we're going to be doing at OpenStack Summit. And our main message, or at least one of them at OpenStack Summit, is we do want you to hop on bare metal with OpenStack. And one of the reasons we care about that, we really want more people to be able to enjoy the power and the flexibility of OpenStack. So what we've done is to enable that on our bare metal servers and create an IT infrastructure.
Mom, what are you talking right now about?
What?
I mean, are you serious? I'm pretty sure that people will not be able to the people will not be able to realize such an explanation. Please do it in a way like you will explain it for your daughter.
Well, why don't we get my daughter on here and I'll explain it to her, because she is very
awesome. So let us introduce Iron. Iron, welcome to the studio.
Yes, so I'm the real daughter, not the Russian man. And as you see, I am a humble liberal arts graduate. So if you could explain to me a little more about this, the kangaroos, I understand the bare metal is a little perplexing to me.
Okay, well, we are in Australia, so as you said, you understand the kangaroo. But what we do is we have servers, and we actually have full data centers full of servers. Mm-hmm. And we run OpenStack on those servers, and we enable customers and users to take advantage of OpenStack on bare metal. So, because we're in Australia, we have a little picture of a kangaroo hopping on bare metal. So that's a little server right there, which is a bigger version and more powerful version of something like a PC. Mm-hmm. And it runs all kinds of it takes on all kinds of workloads, and it works with customers to give them compute power for the types of applications they want to run. So if you imagine your PC, and your PC, in your case, you run a Mac.
Yes.
So you run Mac OS probably 10 on your Mac.
I'm not very good about updating, but probably.
Probably. And I use a PC and I can run Linux on that. I can run Windows on that.
Okay.
And each one of those has all their apps that go with those operating systems.
Yeah.
So a server is a much bigger version of that PC, mm-hmm. and it will host different operating systems on it, and it will host different types of applications and things that people need to run their business.
Okay. So you're saying bare metal. What's the alternative to bare metal?
Well, bare metal, the alternative to bare metal is somebody will say, well, you can run in the cloud. And then they make it sound like there's no bare metal involved with that anywhere, that just magically everything's happening in the cloud. But really, in the cloud, there are multiple servers doing multiple operations for multiple customers in the cloud. And they kind of see, depending on the type of application that you're running or the speed of the service that you need, they will figure out where to send all that compute effort and make it all work on maybe across many servers, and then bring it back to you. So that's what the cloud is. And what we're particularly interested in is OpenStack Cloud on bare metal. So if a customer, say, they want to know where the metal is, they're not maybe comfortable going with a ginormous system that plugs it all in, but they don't really know exactly where it is or how it's working and who they're sharing those services with. Maybe they want to be in a data center that gives them a more customized and more personal experience. And so Amazon Web Services, for example, provides an enormous service. And they give you a package of stuff included at a certain rate of what you're able to do. And perhaps Microsoft Azure would do the same thing. But what you might really need is, especially if you're a small, medium business, you kind of want to know who you're dealing with, and you want to know that you can tweak that infrastructure if you need to so that you can grow a little bit more flexibly. So what Host-Telecom does is they work with you and they put you on OpenStack, on bare metal, and we actually work with you to create the IT infrastructure that supports the software that you need to run.
Okay.
And that's a very, very basic explanation of what OpenStack on bare metal is. But we have a stable full of engineers in our data hosting center that know.
Locked away in their little cubicles. So if you're like maybe a startup and you want to know, your stuff is in the cloud, but you want to know exactly where those servers are and who's...
And you want to be able to grab the throat of the guy
Yeah,
who's
so
running the whole show
so
that when something screws up...
You want to know who to complain to.
Exactly.
Or who to compliment for doing such a wonderful job with your data.
Yeah, you do. And you want them to be... You want them to really know what it means to the customer to be able to deal with all the specific problems that they have. So you want to be able to call us and go, okay, that's not working. And then they go and they plug different things in and they make you work again.
Yeah, so if you want to change your infrastructure and you don't just want to like give your data and have it disappear into a cloud abyss,
right?
Then you give it to Host-Telecom.
Then you put it on bare metal with Host-Telecom, or we're not the only ones, but we're the best. And at this point, I would really like to welcome our CEO, Pasha Chernobrov, or Pavel Chernobrov, if we're being formal. Thanks, Aaron. Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too in Sydney.
Yeah, thank you for making me come here.
Did you meet Kangaroo already?
Did I what?
Did you meet Kangaroo already?
I have not yet met a kangaroo. Well, you could take us to the zoo. And
Okay,
we
have 4 more days of summit. So let's try to hop on bare metal.
Yes, let's hop on bare metal.
Let's do that together.
Ready?
Steady. Go!
Go! Dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun.
That's the cheesiest thing we've ever done. Okay, but I'm sure there's even more cheesy stuff that we will do after this.
Just watch us.
Yeah.
Tiny Dancer was pretty cheesy.
Yeah, that was really cheesy. So, can you tell us more about why you decided to? Hi, I'm Pasha Chernobrov, and I really want to make a data center. Why did you want to do that?
Oh, actually, that's the question of all my friends that were collecting data, and they were asking me where the data is stored, and I just thought, why it's stored somewhere else? So we need some place that will be really fast, accessible, cheap, and that will be ours. And that's how we did first servers and first rack, and then first data center. So now we have 3, and going to build more.
Okay, so the biggest thing I got out of that was you want to be cheap.
Actually, we want to be the best service provider. Actually, it's not gonna be the cheapest, but the quality cannot be the cheapest.
And you've worked in OpenStack before. This is not your first foray into OpenStack. We're working with a partner who's involved in OpenStack. So can you tell us a little bit about creating host test labs for running an OpenStack configuration?
Yeah, so we did many labs with several customers and partners, and we have experience of making labs with hundreds of compute nodes, and that's how we deal with different projects, and each project we make with individual to customer needs, and we are looking on new customers with high load and with really challenged projects that are never done before and that are very difficult to deploy and to comply, and that's what we are focusing on, and that's what we are looking for, especially here on OpenStack Summit.
Yeah. So you would say that it's pretty true that you've never completed the same project twice, that it usually varies quite a bit.
It's like with the people, all clouds are different from each other, and all customers have their own needs, and you will not be able to make two same clouds, or you will never meet two same customers. That's why if you would like to get high performance cloud and you want to do best above the bare metal, you need to adjust the software and the cloud especially to the customer needs, and configure the bare metal especially for the requirements as well, and only after that you will get the result you will be proud of.
So you don't just take a web request and set someone up. Your engineers actually talk to the customer quite a bit before they enable those solutions?
Yeah, sure. We do not take just home computer and offering the same to everyone. We just start talking with the customers, and we trying to make the audit with the customer. We are preparing the plan of deploying the cloud. We are making the tests with the customer, and then we are migrating the infrastructure to our cloud and making it work.
Okay, so you're helping them to hop
on bare metal.
Okay. Is that getting old yet? Okay. All right. So, thanks, Pasha, for coming on and talking about it.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely will see Pasha for some explanations during our broadcasting next days. But at the end of today's live, let us explain a little bit how it works and how you are more than welcome to interact with us during this broadcasting.
Yeah. So we have a full agenda of coverage coming up during the summit. So we're going to start the day with an agenda that will tell you what's on at the summit that day. And we'll continue to reach out to you during the day with updates. And then finally, at the end of that day at the summit, we'll do a recap of activities. And during that time, we invite you to reach out to us via our webpage to ask the questions about things that you want to know. And Ilya's got more on that.
Yeah, and two more things. We already prearranged the number of exclusive interviews for you, and we'll announce them on a day, like in the morning, and you will be able to find out who's on our radar for the day. That's the first thing, and the second thing is that we have very special host on our social media for all 3 summit days.
We do, and that would be Stephen, be a social Merlin Spectre, and lots of you know who he is. I used to work for him, and
Lucky you are.
I was lucky, yeah. And he's taught me a lot. And so Spectre will be in the middle of everything, and he'll be taking questions, and he'll be coordinating with us and helping us get the best information feed out to you. So we're really excited to have him on board.
Please feel free to contact Stephen or to use hoponbaremetal hashtag to connect with us. Also, please join us on Facebook, Host-telecom. to be able to communicate with us, because we are here because we clearly understand that not a lot of people are able to join the OpenStack Summit in Sydney, and the OpenStack community is growing, and you're probably interested in what's happened here.
Yeah.
So,
so what's the URL for reaching us on the video feed and getting it to Spectre? Do we need to give Spectre's email?
No. I mean, Steven will be able to communicate with people at Host-telecom official Facebook page, also in Host-telecom Twitter account. He will monitor the hoponbaremetal hashtag. And also, you're welcome to join the Host-telecom.com official site to be able to see both our cameras, because during the summit days we will try to cover as many events as we can, so we are going to use 2 cameras for you.
Yeah. And we'll be out there everywhere. It's hard to describe how everywhere we'll be, but we will. So,
but by the way, tomorrow we are going to describe the agenda of the summit. Try to find the plot. Try to find the
theme. The theme of the summit, and where the information, like what's the hottest information, what's the most interesting information, where's the market going, and kind of how it's evolving, because OpenStack has changed over time, and people are beginning to use it more as a very accepted platform, as opposed to its renegade days when it was a bunch of OpenStack developers going, hey, look what we did, which was cool, because that led us to today. But now we're talking real life situations.
Yes, and also please go through the summit's agenda to find if there are something special you want us to cover, and welcome to tell us about your wishes.
Yep.
So see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Dennis Bohem, Ilya Stechkin. Welcome to the studio tomorrow.